I guess I've kind of been away for about a week or two, although I didn't realise that I had a video out for a couple of weeks. So my apologies for that. I hadn't been well for the last week or so. I'd been taking a girl, and she had the flu, and then of course from kissing, I got the flu. So that didn't help with finding any energy to make any video content. And then I was away for a week visiting my best friend. And it just meant that I was just away from making any content. And as well with the heat, I just didn't have the energy to do anything. And also with being ill, didn't have the energy. So it was like a concoction of so many things all happening at once. But I am feeling a lot better after certainly overdosing on a crazy amount of cough medicine. Although I've still got a little bit of a flu or cold. I sort of find if I talk for too long, I already feel exhausted. If I talk for too long, I already start coughing. But nevertheless, that's not what this video is about. I thought I'd just, if anything, just play catch up and just share with you a bit of a story of my time away visiting my friend. So he's just come out of a relationship, and he wanted to get back on the bandwagon with cold approaching. So speaking to strangers, and ideally in this circumstance, he wanted to do it because he wanted to work on his dating life. So I went to go and see him, and just across the road here. So I went to go and see him, and I was kind of hoping to, or we were both kind of hoping to go out and do a load of approaching together. And the weather was just getting hotter and hotter. So I don't know if people watching are in the UK or not, but yeah, it's been very humid to say the least. And whilst I was away, I think the temperature went to like about 33 by him, and it was just really, really hot. But even with sort of getting better and overcoming the flu, I was determined to go out and do some approaching with him. And we were really, really looking forward to it. And that was until the night before we actually went out, which was going to be, I think, the Saturday. So I think we're talking about the Friday here, just Friday gone. And we went to sleep. It was so hot overnight. Didn't sleep at all. It was the most uncomfortable sleep I think I've ever had. In fact, I think both of us don't think we got any sleep at all, really, in the end. And we woke up in the morning at like the crack of dawn. And of course, the room that I'm staying in at his, he hasn't got any bloody curtains. So of course, at like 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun is like shining in, and I can only describe the situation was like a vampire being hit by sunlight. I was just like, my eyes were like in pain from the daylight that came in. But point being is that we were so tired and so fatigued on the Saturday. In the end, we just had decided just to not go out and approach. The weather was just so uncomfortably hot. And I think there were a number of reasons why we also didn't feel the energy for it. But if there's anything that I would give advice on, if you're thinking about going out to approach, is to, one, make sure that you get a good night's sleep the night before. So definitely with the weather, him not having any blinds for my room, having also no fans or anything. So I was like literally just in like a hot box for the night. Was certainly a really bad idea to have considered trying to go out and do an approaching the next day. But also the fact that we hadn't really hydrated enough either was a bad thing. So I think really going forward, and I know this is kind of just a nonsense video. This is really me just kind of like just sharing my thoughts on stuff, but I think if you're going to go out and you're going to go and approach, especially during hot weather, it is so important just to have a good night's sleep the night before. If you don't, it's amazing just how lack of energy and how unbothered you are about going out. It truly is, and you know what, we just decided like not to. We just cross here. There we go. So yeah, so we we just, so I mean it was really kind of like our own fault that we didn't have the energy for it, but also had I have been aware of the temperatures, I would have brought like a shitload of fans with me to have helped me get a good night's sleep. It didn't help that we stayed up late playing on the PlayStation. But yeah, if you're going to go out, just make sure that you drink plenty of water, get a good night's sleep beforehand, have some air conditioning, have some fans or something, because at least you'll get a good night's rest, and then you'll actually feel motivated to go and do approaching the next day. And ironically, it wasn't until I think like about 4 or 5 in the afternoon that it actually did cool down, that there was a breeze, and both of us felt like we had the mental capacity to go out and approach, but it just would have been too late. The city that he lives in really isn't the most busiest. It doesn't have like the craziest of volume. So even if we'd have walked around like absolutely knackered, I don't think it would have worked out too well. And also this was right at the end of my trip, so we kind of decided though next time round to try and do the approaching at the start of my visit, just to get it out of the way, because then if it is too hot, it's at least done. We've at least got the approaching over and done with, and then we can just spend the rest of the week just kind of relaxing and just trying to stay indoors and just being cool. But I think I've sort of shared it in like a previous video that I've done. In fact, yeah, actually I have, where I spent a week going out approaching in his city, and I think I probably was able to do like about 10 approaches a day. There was just so little volume. You know, it's unlike London, but there was so little volume that, yeah, it just meant like we were just walking around aimlessly. I think we ended up doing laps around the city about like 7-8 times, until eventually we just sort of like threw in the towel and was like, you know what, I'm fed up of seeing the same buildings and the same shops and walking past the same people standing on the street doing their charity stuff or trying to sell things. We'll call it. So yeah, so that was just kind of the experience. I know this is just kind of a waffly video, but yeah, I wanted to just sort of share my thought on that it is just so vital to get a good rest before you go out and doing approaching, because otherwise you're just not going to be bothered for it. And I think in the long haul, I think it was probably a blessing in disguise that we didn't go out, because we were just, it was just like being hungover. We hadn't had any alcohol at all, but yeah, it was just being like hungover, and that's not the state that you want to be in if you're going to be approaching strangers. You want to be in the best form possible, you want to be in the best mindset possible, and you're not going to get that if you're just knackered. So there was a lesson learnt with that. Next time, well, hopefully I'll go and see him in a couple of weeks, so next time, if the weather is incredibly hot, I'll be well and truly prepared for it, because it's just a shame. Like at the end of the day, we were just like, we kind of felt the remorse from not going out to do any approaching, and that's not what you want. I mean, I was in the mood absolutely to do it, but yeah, when you're like practically what's the word, paralytic, you just don't want to move. It was just so hot, you just don't want to move. And it was a shame, because I bet there were some really nice girls out as well. I know when we went out the day before into town, which was just days, but we did see a couple of nice girls wearing very nice clothing. Yeah, it was just too hot. So yeah, so we'll leave the approaching of women for another occasion. But I'll just kind of end the video on the note that now that I'm actually back home, I kind of promise now that I'm going to actually make some more content on a regular basis. I'm going to do some more live streams, more actual live streams of content, because I really want to now make a difference. I feel more revitalized coming back from seeing him, and that always happens every time I go and see my friend. When I come back, I always feel this like motivation to get going even more so with the business, get going more so helping guys with their social anxiety, and really the only way I'm going to do that and get people more aware of how I can help them, or just the fact that there is good advice out there, and I'm going to toot my own horn here, that there is good advice out there to help guys with their problems. The only way I'm going to do that is actually by putting content out way more regularly. So I'm going to take responsibility on that I had neglected the channel a little bit in the past, but I've also, I don't know if you've noticed, I've also tried to do a bit of rebranding as well. Just trying to still find my flow with the channel, and I'm going to hopefully do some clothes shopping this week, so I'll have a bit of a new style hopefully, and then I can get some photos done, and then everything can look a little bit nicer on my channel. But yeah, I'm trying to just sort of find my flow, so that's kind of been a bit of a distraction as well. But nevertheless, I want to be putting content out more regularly. So if you do have like ideas for stuff, then by all means, please let me know on either like any video, because I see all the comments. I always really like to try and respond to everything, or even just emailing me with ideas as well. That would be great. But I don't want any of these nonsense advertisements for like, oh, I can grow your YouTube channel, and like, oh, if you pay us this, well, we'll do this and that for you. Like, I've got no interest in all that nonsense. Quite happy to do everything myself, but I do want this channel to be more about you guys, and the information, I want it to be more focused on you guys as well. You know, so I'd love to get your ideas and input on stuff, and really try and build a community to help every guy with their social anxiety, and also in very different circumstances. Like, I don't want the social anxiety maybe just to be about cold approaching. I want it to be on other things as well, and you know, even if that means being able to collaborate with other people and get them on the channel, whether it be for an interview or an actual like social experiment or something. But yeah, I really want to kind of grow the channel more, and certainly help guys more. And I'm still in the process of trying to find someone to film for me. I think I also shared this in another video, but I wanted my best friend to be filming for me, but oh, that went really dark. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I wanted my best friend to be filming for me, but he actually had a lot of anxiety using my camera equipment, and then that gave me a lot of anxiety, knowing that I've given him like thousands of pounds worth of stuff and he just didn't know what to do with it. And we didn't really have that much time to practice, and he did try to film me doing some approaches, but he just didn't understand how to do the exposure. Much like my phone at the moment, which doesn't seem to be, that might be my screen, I'm not sure if I'm in the dark or not, but yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna be doing more content on the regular. It'll be proper content this time round. I really want to be the expert in this field. I have a lot of experience anyway, but I really want to be the person for helping people with their social anxiety, and I really love to be able to think outside the box. I don't believe there is some like cookie cutter system that works on everyone. I do believe that you have to work and tailor the coaching and the experience to every individual, so that everyone can kind of like come to that same plateau level, but because of everyone's backgrounds and experiences that they've got already, everyone's in a very different place. So yeah, I'll be working on the channel. I'll be working on more content. I've got a few videos already made. I'm going to probably try and release another one later today. But yeah, I would love it as well if you guys can give me ideas on things that you would like particularly, that's going to help you. And also just make sure that, yeah, if you're going to go out and approach, just make sure you get a good night's sleep beforehand, and you'll actually be in the mood to do some approaching afterwards. So till the next live stream, laters guys.